press the bell icon and never miss an update from ETAuto.
Hello and welcome to ETAuto. We have just concluded calendar year 2018 and we have here with us Audi India Managing Director and Country Head Mr. Rahil Ansari to talk about company's performance and future plans. Welcome to ETAuto, Rahil. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Same over here.
Though 2018 has not been very exciting when it comes to sales for Audi India, what has been the reason?
Well, I think we had some unforeseen challenges, change in terms of emission life cycle, WLTP in Europe, which also led to the fact that we had to postpone some of the launches that we had planned for this year. So yes, not an easy year. Of course, some challenges in terms of union budget changes, so that also kept us pretty busy in February. So yeah, definitely looking forward to 2019, which is hopefully going to be a good year for Audi.
How do you see, what is your plan now? It's been 2 years for you since you took over Audi brand in India. What's your next plan to revive the brand in India? You had been number one. It's been now 3 years or 4 years. How do you want to revive that?
See, I think there are various parameters to be number one. One is, of course, the easiest one, which is the sales volume. But I think if you look at it from a long-term perspective, that's for us the key. You will reach number one in a couple of parameters. And for us, the main topic is at the moment also looking at dealer profitability. Looking at how we grow with our dealer partners, and fortunately that happened also in 2018, look at a profitable growth with our dealer partners. And the same we also want to do in 2019 and continue in 2019. So let's put it clear also, the expectation level is not for us that we're going to increase in terms of volume, in sales volume, but we want to do and get the basics right. So for us, the quality parameters count more. It's easy to say, but it's not easy in execution. But we have to get the basics right, because this from a long-term perspective will help us in terms of growing.
Last time when we met, you said that you are going to explore some new segment, which are lower segment. How far you have progressed in that direction?
So I think one good development that happened is that there's now a new policy in place that you can import up to 2,500 units without homologation. I think that makes it easier to bring cars into the country, to test them, to test the market and see whether it is also worthwhile to have them locally assembled. Now that has of course also progressed in our thoughts. It's not finalized, so unfortunately I cannot comment or confirm on any particular model that we're going to bring under this policy, but for sure there's definitely going to be something this year which is going to be exciting for us.
So do we see far more excitement around Audi brand when it comes to launches? How many more launches we can see in 2019 compared to 2018?
So I think 2018 was not many launches. So we had the RS5, we had the Q5, we had a couple of editions on the Q7 and on the Q3. But this year is definitely going to be the year of the 8s. So the A8 will come, the R8 is come, the Q8 is under progress, so hopefully that is also coming. So a lot of those cars that create that image, that halo effect for Audi, for the brand Audi, will come. That's definitely not going to be everything. Of course, the excitement goes a little further. While initially the plan was to launch the e-tron, the first electric vehicle of Audi in 2020, I think if you see the development in India, everyone is geared up to bring electric mobility into India as soon as possible. And this is why we also do everything possible in our hands to bring the e-tron in 2019.
2019 will be year of e-tron, first Audi electric vehicle that is going to come. Apart from that, we see, look at your rival, the number one that is right now the German rival. They have a very huge list of products available in India, but Audi doesn't have. They make a lot of launches every year. Does that inspire you also to take those kind of steps?
Well, as I said earlier, I think one of the key factors for us is dealer profitability, and dealer launching a car is probably easier than getting the basics right in terms of dealer profitability. So what I mean by saying this is, if you have a large product portfolio, if we would be launching a lot of cars for Audi, the expectation level would be from a customer side as well as from the manufacturer side for the dealer to do it right and have the cars, for example, available. So you need to do justice to it, which is linked to a lot of investment also from the dealer side, not only from the company side in terms of marketing expenses and so on, but especially on the dealer side. and I don't think it does justice to anyone, to the dealer profitability, if you just keep on launching cars for the sake of launching cars, and then also having expenses. So we also need to make it right for our dealer partners, and we'll get it done.
We have seen that there has been very minor growth in luxury segment. We have been hardly able to achieve about 40,000 units, a little over 40,000 units. Why do you see this slowdown in the segment, which has been growing at a very fast double-digit speed?
See, I think a couple of factors to this. Main reason, of course, is the policies. The policies that we have in India do not create an easy access to luxury brands. I think this should change. This has to change, because if you look at the top players in auto industry, in the luxury auto segment in India, they all, including us, of course, have invested a lot of money in the country, which means that we also need to make luxury more accessible. Luxury is not a sin. If you consume luxury, you're paying a tax for it, so you're basically paying the price for it. So why should it be a sin of paying taxes? Let's put it this way. And if creating that aspirations for the luxury segment or for luxury products is good. I think it inspires also the consumers to purchase, and it can only be good for the economy. So why punish it?
What is your wish list from Finance Minister? We are going to have interim budget very soon. What are your expectations from the budget?
See, expectation level, of course, let's put it this way. The wish list would be that we have a reduction in terms of cess. I think that would be probably the right step also to make luxury more accessible. Realistically, to be honest, the expectation level is that there's not going to be much of a change prior to elections. Let's put it this way. I don't think that there's like a lot of movements happening in terms of favoring, especially doing a favor to the luxury segment before the elections, because obviously you're catering to a niche segment. It's not very popular to make a decision in favor of the luxury segment. Let's put it this way.
So you are not hopeful or hopeful?
I am always hopeful. Let's put it this way. I'm always an optimist. I'm always hopeful. My wish list is always very long. So if one out of 100 wishes comes through, I'm happy.
Okay, if we talk about the entire luxury segment, what kind of growth do you see in 2019?
I expect the luxury segment to continue that slow pace. I don't think that the luxury segment will grow at a larger pace, especially if you look at the last quarter in 2018, or basically from September onwards. There has been a pretty much of a downturn, and the financial market was a challenge, and buying a luxury product is probably not the biggest necessity. So that has been postponed into possibly 2019 or even later. What that means is basically that also in the first few months of the year, I don't see the market growing to a very high extent. And especially the first half of the year 2018 was a successful one. So the slow came, or the down came basically in the second half of the year. So it's not very exciting going to be in the first half of the year. The hope is that with the elections or after elections, the market will also grow. Slight tendency we see, at least in December now, that at least the customer sentiment is now increasing, or a little more positive than it has been in September, October during the Diwali period.
When we talk about next level of policy implementation like emission norms and all, do you think the luxury car segment to start, again robust growth that we had 2 years ago or 1 year ago?
I do. Are you referring to BS6?
Yeah, BS6.
Yeah, I think so. I think BS6 is an opportunity. Of course, it will also be a challenge to implement this. I do expect it to be a little smoother than BS4. But at the same time, of course, it has to be a push that enables, of course, new technologies like electric, new technologies like hybrid. But at the same time, we actually expect also a shift from diesel to petrol. I do expect that also to grow, that the petrol size and the petrol share will be higher. So typically what happened is that in the luxury segment, you had a 90% diesel share. That has changed now. It's now 30% petrol already and 70% diesel. And that will grow. 2020, I expect it to be minimum 50% for the brand Audi.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
For Audi and you.
Thanks.